Hello,
My name is Melanie,
and I'm Michael.
and welcome to Uplift Stitches. We are a married couple, and this channel is a place where we talk about cross-stitching, board games, and other things that make our hearts happy.
Yes. But this is not our normal Flosstube.
No, today's going to be all about cross-stitching and a little bit of quilting at the end.
Yes, because today, by request, we are going to show the horde of projects you have to work
No,
on.
the horde of projects.
I don't know how else to describe it. So
I've been calling it the drawer of potential. It turned out it's more than one drawer. There's things everywhere.
there is a large. I said horde because like dragon horde.
Okay.
Of
I'm a dragon.
valuable items that need to be finished.
All right.
I don't know where you want to start because there's a lot.
Okay, so as I mentioned in our most recent Flosstube video, I've been kind of wanting to, or I sort of had an intention this year to focus on fully finishing projects that we have finished in the past, and that I went to try to do that this past month, and I felt overwhelmed by it.
She felt overwhelmed, and she asked me, her planner person, because I love to plan.
Michael's significantly better at planning.
I'm a planner and organizer is kind of on as far as planning goes. Like other things.
I'm good at organizing. Michael's good at planning.
I'm good at planning.
I think if we combine our powers,
we can actually work through this because as you'll see, there's a lot.
Yeah, so I just feel like, I don't know, I want to put my creative energy somewhere, and I just feel overwhelmed when I see the piles and the drawers full of things. So I'm hoping that in this video, you can join us in the process of looking at the things that have been in the drawer of potential. And
if you have any suggestions, I mean, we'll have our own ideas, but if you have any suggestions,
I'm open.
We're all open for that because there's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know which pile.
I've been stitching since the mid-90s.
Yeah, you've been stitching.
But all of the projects that I have from here have been, I think, since 2021.
Yeah.
To now.
But some of these aren't even your projects.
You've been stitching since
2019, but most of these are since 2021.
Since 2020, I think.
Yeah.
Is the oldest one that might be in here.
Probably.
I don't know. So what I did is I opened the drawer and I scooped my hands underneath all of the things, and I just lifted it up and put it here on the table. So I've got this pile of
And then she went to the other drawer.
Yeah, so I don't know what I have a suspicion of what some things are that are in this pile, but there are some things that I don't know. Are they in this pile?
We will find out. Yeah. And she also has a pile of like quilting.
Yes, of sewing and quilting projects. I'll save those for the end, so if you're not interested in that, we're going to focus on the cross-stitch things first.
Yeah. But we'll be here a while for that anyway.
Yeah.
So I guess without further ado, we can go ahead and get ourselves started with one of the piles.
Yeah. So the things that I have on the very top of the pile are things that I showed, I think, in our January video.
Yeah.
That I had kind of started the process of finishing and abandoned for one reason or another.
Also, we had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. So the first thing is one of the things that Michael stitched.
Yeah, that was
in December.
One of my newer stitches.
Do you remember? I know it's by Lola Crow.
It's a Lola Crow. It's like a 6 ornament collection of I forget what they're called. I can look it up.
My sister-in-law Steph said that when we showed this, she was calling it a hockey puck because
it's kind of hockey puckish, but I do like this Yeti.
So my intention for this is to finish it, and I already have the cord like in the pile. So I just need to glue this around here and make the little loop, and it'll be done.
So that's an easy.
Okay, so do we have an easy finish region?
I can start one.
Okay.
Here's the easy finish
region. Put this in the easy finish region.
This is the easy finish region.
Okay. Another thing that's on the top pile is another thing that I showed. This was Snowtunes. This was a pattern that I started back in 2023 and finished in December of 2024. And I have the pile of Snow Friends that I had finished stitching and beading and cut out. And then I have 2 pieces of this sticky backed felt that I'm going to put on it. And all I need for this is ribbon.
Yeah. So it's close to finishing.
Yeah.
So I'll put this in the easy to finish as well.
Yes. I just need to get ribbon and I'll be able to finish those because I didn't have enough of one kind of cohesive ribbon in order to use for them all.
Yeah, but that should be easier to find.
Okay.
Some of the other stuff.
This is a good start to the pile.
It's a good start. We got 2 easy finishes going.
Okay, the next thing on here is something that I stitched this fall, I think, when I was doing November stitching. This is Birds in the Round by JBW Designs. I know I stitched it on an 18 count Ada, and I used a color and cotton thread, but I don't know all the details. Yeah, so I struggle a lot with circle finishes. So I think that's part of my hesitation on how to finish this. I don't have, we don't have any more circle frames left.
Okay, so we need circle frames, possibly.
We either need circle frames or I need to get over my circle struggles.
I mean, you could always do a
finish.
round pillow, small round pillow. You could do.
I tried that with one of your. You did Halloween in the round.
I did do that one, yes.
And it did not turn out well. I hide it behind things when we put out our Halloween stuff.
Well, you could do an ornament out of it, a round ornament.
I guess so. I don't know.
If you have any suggestions for round finishes, please.
Right, I struggle with circle things.
So this one I'm going to put in this pile because it's a struggle right
now. This is one that I just finished and showed in our most recent video. This is Sylvia by Jan Hicks Creates. This is a piece that I stitched in memory of my grandmother. And I thought I had a frame that was the right size for this, but it needs to be like 1 inch bigger all around. So this needs a frame.
That needs a frame.
Yeah.
So that one is, we need to find frames.
Yes.
So this will be the frame section. This will be the other one.
Okay.
Frame section.
Thank you. Okay, the next one on the pile is Flowers for Sylvia by Dees 20 Stitches. I stitched this past summer. This was on a mystery linen and I used all the called for threads. Maybe you can see there's like a ridge because I tried framing this because I thought I measured it and that it was going to fit in a 5x7 frame, but it didn't really. Once again, it's like just that little bit. I need a little bit more than that. I need like a 6x8 frame to frame it.
So the search goes on.
The search kind of goes on, but I do want to frame this.
If you have any tips on where to find odd frame sizes besides the antique malls.
Okay, here's another one that needs a frame. This is, I think, Mary Sleighbells by Silver Creek Samplers. And I stitched this in 2023 as one of my 12 Days of Snow friends. And I changed all the colors.
Yes, you did.
It was more...
I remember helping you pick out some of those colors.
Red and gold. I bought sometime around Christmas when I was at Michael's. One of the times I got a bag of Sylvia because her model showed some bells on the sled and I really liked that. So I bought the bells. So those are ready. But once again, I need a frame. I thought it's kind of a similar size to that the Sylvia by Jan Hicks Creates. And so I thought that frame, since it didn't work for that, it would work for this, but this is like a little bit smaller. So I need a little bit smaller square frame. But I also could, like, I don't know, I guess I could do a pillow finish on this.
It's possible. That one will look nice as a pillow.
But I was just thinking frame because we don't have a lot of framed snow friends and we need like some bigger pieces in there because mostly my snow friends are small pillows.
Yeah.
Of what we have
because there are a lot of small projects.
I think we only have one that has a frame on it. So I was thinking that this would be nice with a frame.
So what you're saying is I need to finish a bigger snow project. One of the full coverages so you don't like.
No, I've got snow stuff. You all know I have snow friends. Yes. I just need to figure out how to finish this.
So a frame?
Potentially a frame.
So I'll put it in the frame.
Put the bells not far away. So that I can find it.
Yes, the bells are not far away.
Okay, this is another one.
Now this one doesn't have to be a frame.
I cannot remember the name, but I know it's by Brenda Gervais.
It would be in the stack here?
It's not in that stack because I passed this on to my mom when I was finished. I stitched it on a 36 count color and cotton fabric, and I think I only used some of the colorful colors. I was thinking I wanted to do a pillow finish. Actually, I left off part of the pattern. It has like a backstitch line that was supposed to be here, I think, that I was struggling with. Also, it had backstitched words that were not showing up. So I think part of the reason that I have not fully finished this into a pillow was that I was trying to decide if it was okay that this cup was so blank, or if I want to come in and do some sort of lines or
design or some other kind
design or something.
So this is a pillow finish eventually, probably.
Yeah. What do you think about it?
I think it would be a nice pillow.
Do you think I need something on the cup, or do you think it looks okay as it is?
I think it looks okay, but I mean, if you were going to do something, I would do
it's just a lot of like big blue space.
I would do like a simple line across.
You think just one line?
Yeah, I think like a line across that you could see.
Okay, and then yeah, I was thinking of finishing this into a pillow.
So that should be an easier finish.
It should be easier finish.
So I can put that over on this pile. That's another easy finish.
Okay, this is another one by Brenda Gervais. Hopefully editing Melanie is putting the names of these ones that I can't remember on the screen, because this is another one that I passed to my mom when I was done. She and I both like Brenda Gervais, and so we kind of tend to share our patterns. I stitched this, I think it's on a 32 count, but I only used one strand. I'm pretty sure I used the called for, except I know I changed the color of the scarf because it was red. And I also rounded, its shape was supposed to be like a stocking, and so I rounded it out. Initially, I thought I wanted to frame this, again, so that we could have a larger framed snow friend, but it could be cute as like a stand-up.
Oh.
Which is something I've never done.
I think the stand-up would work better, actually.
Or I could do it as another pillow.
I like the idea of a stand-up if you're up for learning anything.
I know Ivana Pfeiffer has a really great tutorial. I watched it a few years ago because I think in 2020 there was something that I attempted to do as a stand-up, and it did not work because I was impatient and did not follow Ivana's directions. So if I follow her directions, maybe I could do that?
I think so.
Okay, we need a stand-up pile.
I would say a stand-up pile. Let's see. This is sliding down. This will be your stand-up pile here. Stand-up pile. I'm going to put this way in the back over here because that's kind of the unsure of what to do with it.
Okay. All right, the next thing on the pile is another snow friend. I think I had at some point moved all the snow friends to the top because I thought maybe I would finish them before I put them out, but that didn't happen. Okay, this is Quilted Snowman by Emily Call. This is a series of 3 patterns, and this is the only one that I stitched. I still have the other 2 that I might stitch at some point. I know I stitched this on, I want to say Spellbound by Needlebling Designs, and I know I changed the colors. It was not supposed to be purple or blue. I think it was reds and greens. I was thinking a pillow finish.
It could be a good pillow because it's not big enough to really be a big frame, so it's a small. So I was
right, pillow finish.
A pillow finish, I think. Which pile is the pillow finish? Is the question. Pillows are relatively easy for you, right?
Yeah.
So I'll put it on the easier pile.
Okay. This is I think French Country Snowman by JBW Designs. And I stitched this on 40 count Ciela by Loris Fabrics, and I used B5200 as the color. I also know I cut off part of the pattern. I think it had words around it that I cut off. I just stitched the snow friend. And this is another one I think I was going to do as a pillow finish.
Yeah, that would be a good nice pillow, size pillow.
Yeah. So that should be
an easy finish.
Pillow finish?
Pillow finishes are pretty easy for you, I feel. They take time, but
they just take time. And like I have some fabric.
Yeah, fabric, and you got some of the stuffing, right?
Yeah, it's just the time. I covered up my sewing machine, I think in November, and I haven't uncovered it since then. So
you did teach me how to do the stuffing, so I could help you with that part.
That's true. All right, here is another one, and I don't remember the name of this. And I stitched this in 2023.
2023, I think.
Or 2022. What was the first year that I did the Snow Friends?
That's a good question.
It would have been 2023.
That's what I thought, but...
Yeah, I stitched this in 2023. Actually, I had stitched this back in 2019 and then lent it to my mom. And then after the fire, she lent it back to me. So
she stitched it again.
I stitched it again because I liked it so much. There are a lot of things that I didn't feel the need to stitch again, but this was one that I liked. And I'm struggling with this again because it's round.
Because it's round.
It's an oval.
That's an odd frame.
It's also not like a standard oval. You know, it's not exactly fully oval. So I can't really do an oval frame because it's going to fit inside of it wonkily. I was thinking about trying, Helen D does these trees that she finishes on like place card holders. So I was thinking about doing something like that, doing this as a flat finish and then sticking it on a placeholder.
Could do that. I was thinking about that, like the placeholder where the magnets and stuff you could change out.
No, like those little, like a little thing and it's got a little squiggly thing. Oh, Michael doesn't watch Helen D like I do.
I don't have as much experience with
So that's what I'm leaning toward with this. Is some sort of thing like that. Something where I can do it flat and that should be theoretically easier for me. I guess it could also be like a large ornament.
It could be a large ornament.
I could do it that way. I'm not sure.
So this will probably be in this pile or the not sure pile?
I think the not sure pile.
Okay, the not sure pile.
The I'm not sure.
Or the pile that maybe we'll get some suggestions on.
Yeah. Okay, this next piece is Peace on Earth. This is by Barbie Petal Pusher. I know I stitched it on Laura's Fabrics. Hopefully I will put it on the screen. The color, I'm pretty sure I used all the called for colors. So I've seen the designer's model in person because I bought this at Galleria when she was there. And she had it in an oval frame. And last year when I saw her again, I asked her if she remembered where she got it from because I really like the way that it was finished. It was an oval frame. And she said it was so many years ago that
I do remember that.
it was just past like something that would exist now. She said she's pretty sure that she got it at Michael's, but it was long enough ago that they don't have it anymore. So I think I'm stuck because I had that idea of the oval frame in my head for so long that thinking of another way to do it has baffled me.
I mean,
I finished this started and finished it, I think, in December 2023.
Yeah. Something like that. That sounds right.
This was my Christmas Day start 2023. I know that. So I finished it probably sometime around then. I'm not sure. I could do a pillow, I guess. I could do just like a regular rectangle frame. I'm pretty sure it's not a standard size. I don't know. I think I'm so hung up on...
Fill the uncertain pile.
Yeah.
It's growing.
Yes. Okay, next is Frosty's Night Out by Blackbird Designs. I stitched this on a 32 count Cleveland Winter Sky by Laura's Fabrics, and I used all the called for colors except for the lighter black. I used to color in cotton black. This is not the full pattern. I stopped it because I knew that the moon and stars and snowflakes were not going to show up on this. So I was thinking of turning this into an ornament or doing some sort of small finish to give away.
What kind of small finish?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
That's why it's still in the pile.
That's why it's still in the pile. Small finish or...
Uncertain. Is there a pile of uncertainty?
That's all these over here.
Okay.
There's 4 of them now.
Okay, this next one I know is from... Erica Michaels.
Erica Michaels.
This is a berry set. I don't... Once again, hopefully Melon's putting on the screen.
Yeah.
What it is. It's a set of 2 berries that I did. And I started and finished these in 2022, July of 2022. They were my Jolly July stitching. And I know that I changed the colors. I think some of these are the called for DMC, and then the overdyes are color and cotton threads. But I don't know exactly what they are. And I want to say this is a 32 count. I stitched over 2. And the berry finishing intimidated me. Again, I know that there's great tutorial videos out there. So I could do that. Or I could just finish these as square pillows.
I like the idea of a berry. I think
you like the idea.
I think you should give it a try.
Okay.
I know you can do it.
Okay. You have confidence in me?
I have confidence in you.
Okay. I like these. And the part of the reason I stitched these was that was the year that we moved into this house.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought that was kind of sweet. It was our first time being in our new home.
Yes.
For the holidays.
After a long time.
And they've been in the drawer since.
I'll put it... This is
July 2022.
This is your new type of finish.
Okay. Okay, this is another piece that I stitched.
Oh, I like that one. That one was a fun
I want to say 2021 or 2022. This is on Ada. I think maybe a 14 or 16 count. Maybe Ada. And I'm sure I used all the called for colors. This is...
I don't know.
I know it's by Prairie School.
It's Prairie Schooler, but I don't remember what the name of the pattern is.
And they're designed as individual pieces, but I wanted to stitch them all on one. And I was pretty sure that I wanted a frame for this.
That one would be challenging to find a frame size for.
I know.
But I like the idea of a frame for it.
I could also, this year, I debated doing it just as like a flat fold. I
mean, you could find like a nice plaque to mount it on.
Yeah, that's an option too.
Because that would be nice on that.
Yeah. If I do something flat and then put this.
Put it on like a plaque. I think that would look really nice with a nice wood plaque around on the back.
Yeah. That's a good idea. So that's that.
So I'll put this in the frame pile because it's something related to, or do you want to do it on the new?
Let's
on
make
the new pile for
the new pile.
Because that's kind of what it is.
Okay.
I have to fold it because it's.
Okay. This next one is one of the seasonal couriers by Robin Pickens. I'll put the name on the screen. And this is on, I want to say it's Fabrics by Stephanie, Friendship Green, but I'll correct myself on the screen if I'm wrong. And this was one that I was pretty sure I wanted to put in a frame. And again, I thought it was going to be 5x7.
But it's not quite.
No, I need 6x8.
6x8. So there's two 6x8s at least for sure.
I'm pretty sure. We can remeasure it again, but I'm pretty sure that I want that in a frame.
So this is the frame pile.
Yeah.
We got separate piles. They're working. It's working.
Okay.
Oh, I did love this. This was a fun project to watch.
Oh, there's much.
This was a fun project to watch, though. Every time I saw you working, I was like, I need to find a project to use that size stitch on. Okay.
This is one of the preschooler Santas. I stitched this on 7-count sand Clostern by Witchelt. And I think there's only one color that I changed in the sunflower because it was not carried in pearl cotton. I did these in number 3.
3, I think. Yeah, that sounds right.
Number 3 pearl cottons, 1/1. And I know that I want to turn this into a pillow. I already have the pillow form. I just didn't have a fabric that I liked that went with these colors.
So that should be relatively easy because if we go to like the fabrics,
I need fabric.
We can find.
Do we have a pile of like
this is
fabric?
No, we don't. We have the easy pillow.
So that I remember it and think about it. Let's make a new pile.
Make a new pile?
Yes.
I can do that. I'm going to start that one over here.
Yeah, like I said, I already have the pillow form.
That's the fabric pile there.
And I know that I want to turn it into a pillow.
Okay.
I just need fabric.
These are also pillows, but that should be.
Okay, this is one of Michael's projects.
Oh, yes. That one's a frame one. Or, I mean, I guess I could do a plaque.
Tell people what it is.
So this one is the Forest Fairytale style that went on last year. I think it ended. Did it end this year or was it end of last year? I don't remember.
Last year. We're in 2025 now.
We are in 2025, so it was last year. It is last year. It all kinds of blur together for me.
Yeah.
So. But this one was actually, I did not stitch it in the called forest. This wasn't, these are 3 colored cottons. I don't remember the names of them, but we can put them on the screen. Mm-hmm. So this one was a lot of fun to stitch. It was one of the first.
And you want to frame this and put it in your office?
I want to frame it and put it in my office.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
So this we need frame.
This one we definitely need a frame. I'm not sure what size frame.
Yeah.
It's probably an odd size.
Okay, the next thing is something that I know I stitched in November when I was doing November stitching. This is on, I think, Ren by Picture This Plus. And I'm pretty sure I used the called for colors. Or I might have used the DMC recommended if it was called for an over dyes. But I wasn't sure if I wanted to get like a cute little frame or do a pillow finish. Like a stand-up or mounted on something.
Do you have a lot of pillows that would go with that one or no?
Well, I don't know, because here's the other thing is that I want a bird wall.
Because that's kind of also...
So part of my leaning toward wanting to get a frame is that it would go on the bird wall.
It could go on the bird wall. That's a possibility.
What is your other idea?
I mean, I was just like, it's kind of a fall. Like, if you don't have a lot of fall pillows...
We have a lot of fall pillows.
So it would be kind of lost in the...
Yeah.
So a frame might be nice. I mean, you could always like do like a flat and do a plaque that could hang as well. Or,
okay, so I feel like this is unsure.
That's kind of uncertain.
Yeah.
There's the uncertain pile.
Okay, this is another thing I stitched in November. This is the small that comes with Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais. And once again, I think I wasn't sure if I wanted to frame this for the bird wall or pillow.
How many projects do you have for the bird wall right now? Do you think? Just off eyeball, top of your head?
I'm not sure.
We'll keep that in mind. I might.
But I also have bird whips and bird plans.
That's true. So like we could start putting some of these aside as a bird wall pile.
For later?
For a bird wall.
Okay, let's do that. Make a bird pile.
I'll make a bird pile.
Make a bird pile.
So these two are going to go in that bird pile over here.
Okay. Okay, this next is I Love Fall by Brenda Gervais. I stitched this in November. It's like too big for a pillow, but a weird size for a frame. I guess I could do like a mounting sort of a thing. I'm not sure. We have a lot of fall pillows already.
We do have a lot of fall pillows. That's why I was asking you earlier. It's like we have a lot of. You could do like a mounting. Mounting would be kind of nice.
A mount or a frame.
A mount or a frame could work too, but
yeah,
a mount would also work.
Yeah.
Or would that be good enough for a bird one?
Well, I don't know because it's fall.
It is fall. You're thinking the bird one's more of a spring?
The bird is for all times.
For all times. So you don't really want it all.
Bird wall forever.
So you don't want this up all the time, so I'm asking. Okay.
Like, I guess it could come out seasonally on the bird wall.
You could do like sections of the wall. So part of it's the
part
core,
of the wall
and then there's sections that changes.
Okay.
It's an idea.
So that's potential. Got ideas. We're full of ideas.
So do I put this with the birds or do I put this with frames?
Put it with frames.
Okay.
Because I'll definitely put it out in the fall, whether or not we have a wall.
A wall, yeah.
Okay, this is another Michael piece.
That was a Max Pigeon Coop. That was my first Max Pigeon Coop. I do not remember the name of this one.
I don't think we ever talked about how do you want me to finish this.
I don't think I ever really.
That's why I put it in the drawer.
I don't think I've ever decided how I was going to finish it because it doesn't really need to be framed.
Where is this going?
I don't think I had a clear vision of where it was going when I was stitching it. I just liked it.
Okay.
So
that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
So the question is...
But I think we both like it.
I like it a lot.
I don't want it to just sit in the drawer forever.
No, that would be a bad place for it to sit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I wanted to do like a stand to finish maybe that I can put it on my bookshelves.
Okay. We could do that.
Something like that.
Okay.
So that would be over here maybe with the new finishes.
Okay, this is another Michael finish.
This was a fall in the round.
Yeah, autumn in the round.
Autumn in the round. By JBW Designs.
Mm-hmm.
This was stitched with a Threadworks, which I don't remember the number of, but we can put that in there if I can look it up.
And once again, it's a circle, so
this is going to be the uncertain.
If you told me what you wanted, I've already forgotten because I was intimidated by the circle.
Yeah, I don't really know how to finish the rounds either, so
okay.
Like finding frames for them, I feel like is going to be hard. I mean, this is a pretty common size for the round, so maybe there's frames that fit these. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I'm going to put it in uncertain.
What is your? Is this going with our fall stuff? Is this going in our office?
I was thinking this would go with our fall stuff.
Okay.
So, but like you said, I don't really know.
So the pile of learning.
Pile of learning?
I need to learn how to.
This is the new types.
Yes, yeah. Okay, this next thing, I know how I want to finish it.
This is a nice big
This is the 3 Little Words series by Lizzie Kate. I did this for my birthday in 2021. 2021 was when I stitched this. Started and finished. It's on 18 count Ada. And I used the, I think, recommended DMC colors. I didn't use anything fancy. And I know that I want to turn this into a bell pull. When we went to Cecilia Samplers in November or October? November.
Oh, it was November, yeah.
I got the sort of finishing piece to make the bell pull. So I just need to make the bell pull.
Okay, so this is a new finish. New type. You've never done a bell pull.
It's a new type, but I would say put it maybe with the Santa, because I need fabric.
So you need fabric.
To figure out a fabric.
Fabric, okay.
Because I don't know if I have any pieces long enough.
So you need fabric, and then it's a new set type you've never done before. Okay.
Okay, here's another one that Melanie started fully finishing. This is Strawberry Fair by October House Fiber Arts. I did a stitch along with Corinne of Courier Creates. And I started turning it into a pillow. And it's so wonky. What did I do when I was stuffing it?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Anyway, I was having a hard time finding trim. And then I think I found a trim. And look, there's even a needle on here. Because I was going to start sewing it on. This is a mess.
So this is a close to finish.
This should be an easy finish.
So that's going in the easy file.
Yeah, watch out for the needle.
Okay, I'm watching out for the needle.
All right. Chaos. Here's a random package.
Here's a random package.
I don't need that. Okay, here's the Halloween Tiny Town.
Oh, yeah.
By Heart in Hand. I stitched this past October. And I wasn't sure how to finish this.
How are you going to finish it?
I don't know. We have a Halloween town that I was thinking this would be cool, like, in the town. In your little Halloween village.
Yeah, the question. Somehow. So like a stand type thing?
I guess we could do like a stand or like a frame or like put it on a
plaque
finishing thing.
Like a finishing thing?
Yeah.
That would probably be. I think the finishing thing or a stand would be better than a frame.
I changed all the colors.
She did change all the colors.
And I made it clue themed before they make it murder sound.
Okay. What do you think?
What do you think?
I mean, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking like a stand or like a flat thing.
Okay.
But, gotta watch that. So this is a newer finish then?
Yes. Okay, the next is a Michael project.
This was a Michael. Oh yes, the Charizard. I do not remember what the designer was.
I know it was an Etsy shop.
It's an Etsy shop.
And you stitched this on Smack the Jellyfish by Live and Die.
This was my dragon, Year of the Dragon.
Oh set. Yeah.
Because.
What would you like with this?
What would I like with that? That's a good question because it doesn't fit with any of our decor. So, what do I envision?
I guess this could go in your office, or it could go if we make a video game area, like you were talking about.
I think the video game area. The question is what would be the best way of displaying it in there? I could do it as a pillow. Would it do good as a pillow? Not really. Or I can do a frame for it, but I mean, it's kind of small. Would it be?
But if it's with other things, that might not be weird.
If it's framed, does it look like it's an easier size to find?
It should be. I could probably use a square.
Probably a square. It looks pretty square, so that might be an easy frame.
Yeah,
frame.
Okay, this is Moonlight Cove by Max Pigeon. I stitched this past summer. And I was thinking oval frame.
How easy are oval frames to find?
I have one, but I don't know if it's the right size.
I'm hoping it is.
Max in the I got this from his digital shop.
The digital shop, yeah.
And I think he showed it in like a hoop. He did like a hoop finish.
You could do that.
Which I guess I could do.
A hoop finish would look nice in a hoop.
Yeah. That's possible. Hooper frame.
So do I put it in the new or the frame pile?
Frame
pile.
Okay, next is Eliza's French Birds. I stitched this in February of 2022.
And how were you thinking of finishing it?
A frame for the bird wall.
A frame for the bird wall? So that would be in the bird pile.
Yeah, bird pile. Okay, this next one is A Witch in the Garden by Brenda Gervais. And I'm pretty sure I just picked random colors. I don't think I did what was called for at all. I could be wrong. I'll correct myself on the screen if I'm wrong.
It's been a while.
Yeah. And I was going to do this as like a flat fold. I have the foam...
With the flat fold part of it.
Part cut.
So it's just...
This is as far as I got on that process.
So it's really just a question of watching tutorials and...
Yes.
The rest of it.
Tutorial. Here's another one that I...
Even closer.
This is the Autumn Trio, I think, by Waxing Moon Designs. And I used, I think, the recommended DMCs, except for the houses. The houses I used the called for over-dyed colors. And I already mounted it on the board, and I put some scrapbooking paper on the back.
So it's close.
I just need, like, to do the
fold part.
The fold part.
To make it a fold.
Okay, easy pile.
Easy pile.
Okay. Next is Oh Joyous Day by Blackbird Designs. I know I stitched this on a 28 count fabric with all the called for colors. And this I want to put in a frame. Either for the bird wall or our bedroom. I put our anniversary on there.
Yeah. So frame?
Frame. Or bird wall.
Frame or bird wall? Which one?
Bird frame.
I'll put it by the birds because
Okay.
that's where it's going to go.
Okay. Okay, next is another one of Michael's projects.
This was my Stardew Valley style that I did. The one I had a lot of fun with. I pretty much used mostly the called fors, except I did put in about a 12 for the water, and I did my own design, which is this one here. Is that the Moonlight Dance of the Moonlight Jellies? Was this one? I was thinking frame.
Okay.
I could probably hang that in my office somewhere.
Yeah. So we need a frame.
We need a frame. That looks like a square size, so it
Yes.
should be easier to find.
We'll measure it. Oh, this doesn't belong here.
This doesn't belong here.
Put this somewhere else.
I put this somewhere
That
else.
is a finish. But those are, I forgot about those. We'll come back to that.
We'll come back to that.
Okay, next is 324 by Works by ABC. Which side is up?
I do not know the answer to that.
We're going to pretend like this side is up. Because I don't remember. I feel like this is in that corner. I don't know. We're going to hold it like this.
One of the sides up. We don't know.
And
which.
I want this in a frame to put in here. In my craft room.
This would be a good frame. It's a square, so it should be easier to find, theoretically.
I stitched this on 32 count. It's a very pale blue by my vintage needle arts, and I used all the called for DMC threads.
With a little help on getting some of the flosses.
Yes, from our friend Sally.
She was so nice.
Hi, Sally.
She's so nice.
Okay, this next one is Azad the Lost by Marumi Designs. And
you started this on one of our flights, right? Or you stitched a lot of it on one of our flights.
I started it in the summer of 2024. I think I started and finished it in the summer of 2024. And my debate was, there is a border charted on this pattern. So I was debating if I wanted to do like a really thick frame or if I want to stitch the border.
So that's an undecided.
This is undecided.
Yeah, I like the pattern though. It turned out really nice on that.
And this is on 18 count or 20 count. Smack the Jellyfish.
Smack the Jellyfish.
I live in LA.
Yeah, I like that color.
With the called for threads. So that I need to make a decision.
So that one's undecided.
Undecided. I have a random piece of foam board just hanging out. This I have in the drawer until I finish Paisley. This is Whitaker by Stacey Nash. And I finished this the summer of 2024. I think I started it as one of my snow friends in 2023, December of 2023. And I'm waiting until I finish Paisley, the companion, to finish them both the same way.
Gotcha. So that's a...
So this is for later?
For later. I don't have a pile for later yet. For later.
I guess put it in the learning, because I was thinking about doing stand-ups for those.
Oh, so that should be a
learning. Or finishing them the way that the designer shows them on the pattern as like little stuffies.
Okay.
Which I'll need to learn. Okay. This next one is the Gilmore Girls Gilmore-isms by Forbidden Fiber Co. Something just fell down. It's buttons. Oh, this goes with the Tiny Town.
Okay. This goes with the Tiny Town.
There's little star buttons that I didn't put on. I was going to wait until I go to finish it. Okay, we'll just set them to the side then.
I'll set them to the side.
Okay, I started and finished this in 2024. I think spring of 2024 or early 2024. Actually, I think I started the border in December of 2023. But I was thinking about doing some sort of like a soft banner finish on this.
It would look nice as a soft
for in
banner.
here.
That would be a new finish for you.
Yes. I don't think I want to frame, just because there's so many like frames around all of the different pieces of this.
Yeah, that would look kind of awkward, I think.
I was thinking about some sort of soft banner type thing.
Okay. So it's something you have to figure out what's exactly, and then it's going to be a new finish regardless of what else.
Yes.
Okay, I put it in a new learning pile.
Okay, this next one is one that I stitched in 2020. I know it's by Heartstring Samplery. I'll have to put the name of what it is on the screen. I know that I didn't use what it was called for. It looks like I just used 2 different DMC colors. And I know that I added this portion down here at the very bottom. That was not part of the design. But I wanted to add our initials and the year 2020 on it. Yeah. And I was not sure how to finish this, and that's why it's been in there since.
I don't know. That one I don't know.
Like, we could do a frame to put out with our winter stuff.
We could do a frame, but that's an odd size. That'd be.
I know, but I don't want to let that stop me.
It shouldn't stop you, but it'll be harder to find for sure.
It'll just be more expensive.
You think so?
Yeah.
So.
Because it'll have to be custom.
A custom frame.
But I think that's what I want.
So frame.
I don't know. I like the lyrics of this song, and 2020 was a hard year for us.
Yes.
And so, I don't know, this was kind of celebrating that.
Yes.
We made it through 2020.
2020 and 2021 were both kind of like,
yeah,
they're difficult years. So,
I kind of, like, I'm okay with spending the money on a frame.
It's okay.
Okay.
We can do it. We can do a frame.
Okay. Okay, this next one. Can you help me?
I can help you.
Okay. This is the Sing a Sampler series by Silver Creek. Silver Creek Samplers. And the name of it is Sing a Song?
It's Sing a Sampler series.
Sing a Sampler series. I don't know. I just want to call it Do Re Mi because that's what it is.
That's what it is, but it's actually called that.
I know I stitched this on, I think, a 32 count fabric, and I changed the colors. I was inspired by Jan Hicks, had done hers in a rainbow colorway, and she had been inspired by someone with a blog. So if I can find that blog post, I'll link it below. I kind of used her as a jumping off point for the colors that I chose. I want to say I used some of what was recommended in the blog and some of my own choosing. Also, I changed the runner motif. It was a person in like a running outfit. And I changed it to my dirndl that I got when I was in Austria. The year that I put is 2005. That was the year that I spent a semester abroad in Austria. So I was kind of memorializing that in this piece. Also, I studied music my first year of college. So I don't know, this is a piece for me. I know it's going in here. It's an awkward size, which is why I haven't framed it over the last 2 years.
This would have to be a custom frame.
It would have to be a custom frame, yeah.
So, you want to frame it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Frame it is.
Okay.
That is a custom.
It's a piece that's special to me.
Yes.
That I would like to have in here. This is another Michael finish.
This was my Star Wars. I think this was the only Dimensions kite I've done so far. I don't remember. I think this is, it's just called Star Wars. It's Luke and Princess Leia. I mean, this is a pretty iconic picture from Star Wars.
I think you did this in 2021.
I think it was 2021. That
2022.
Well, I started in 2021. I might have finished in 2022.
Okay.
It took a while to finish.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of.
And the one change that he made is that we used beads
instead of
French knots for the stars.
It's because like the French knots were just pulling through because there's no other stitching around them.
Yeah.
So I was having a hard time. Like, I'm just going to do beads because I can do that.
And you want a frame for this?
I do want a frame for that. I think this will look nice.
Yeah.
This could be this could be in my game room here, or it could be. Yeah, there's a place. It has some places, but definitely show a frame.
Okay,
that, so.
frame. Definite frame.
Definite frame.
Okay, this next one is Butterfly Quaker by, I don't know, put it on the screen.
Yeah, Butterfly Quaker by.
And I know I used the called for DMC threads, and it's on, I want to say 36. It looks like I used one strand.
I think it's one strand.
It's beautiful, and I love it.
It's a beautiful pattern.
And I'm pretty sure I want to frame it.
We can do that. It's going to go in here?
I'm not sure.
It's going to go somewhere.
Yeah, here or the hallway, or it'll come out in springtime.
And we have some other rooms we could decorate with some of our stuff like this too.
Yeah.
So
it's just really beautiful. And I'm pretty sure I finished it in 2023, but I think I started it in 2022.
Still frames.
Yeah.
I can put it in the frame.
Frame.
Frame pile is growing.
Okay, this next piece is by Summerhouse Stitchworks. And this needs to go in the easy pile because I already have the fabric and finishing. I got this as a kit. from Market. And I know I stitched this in 2022 because we were in one of those temporary houses.
Places we were staying in. A lot of those we stayed in.
It was in that one with the really loud furnace.
Oh gosh,
that was when I stitched this.
That really loud furnace.
So yeah, I already have the stuff for this. I guess somehow it made its way to the bottom of the pile, and that's why I haven't finished it. But I'll finish that.
So this is the easy part.
That'll be easy. Okay, here's another one that I finished. I want to say in 2021. I know it's by Stitching with the Housewives. And I wasn't sure how I wanted to finish this because we don't really put out Easter decorations.
We don't really, yeah. I don't know.
It's cute.
It's cute. Wouldn't be really a great pillow. I think it would.
Like a stand up?
Maybe a stand up. Stand up would work. I think the pillow would look weird. Because of just.
Should we decide it? That's why it's been in the pile.
But I think the stand up might be a good option for it.
Okay.
So that'll be in the new.
Okay. This next one was a kit that I did. Stitch and Zip, I think is the name of the company. It's more like a needlepoint, and it's like a mesh canvas. So it's like half stitches instead of cross stitches. And the canvas is colored, so you don't have to follow a pattern or anything. And I worked on this when construction was happening on our house. There were a few times I had to be here for various reasons. The reason that this is in this pile is because I was thinking about like lining this somehow so that it could be more
is that the new or
usable? I was afraid that using it like this as it is, I would damage something or like, I don't know. It's very thin material. I don't think it's going to hold up for long. Like the stitch part will hold up much longer than this will.
So I
was thinking about figuring out some way of lining it, or if I put like fusible fleece. I'm not sure if this fabric is heatable.
I'd say that's like a new.
Yeah, it's going to be a new something I have to learn.
New method.
Yeah.
Technique.
But this might actually be better in the sewing.
In the sewing pile?
And with my sewing stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
When we get to that.
That's really what it's
because that's really what my... Yeah. So put this in the... Maybe this one.
Fabric and sewing?
Yeah. Okay, here's one of Michael's finishes.
Yes, Chris it up. I wonder how Chris is doing. I miss him.
Oh, I'm sure he's good.
This was a pattern, one of the patterns somebody did for him.
It was Stitchman Darcy.
Stitchman Darcy had created this pattern for him with this little puppet. Mm-hmm. And I really loved it. Chris was one of the earliest Flosstubers I watched. And I just loved his Flosstube. I still love Flosstube. I hope he comes back sometime soon. But yeah. I'm sure he's been busy and taking care of himself, which is important. So, But I know how I want to finish it. I just haven't got it.
Okay. And how are you going to finish it?
Because I want to put it on a plaque.
Okay.
And a plaque that I can hang on my wall. Because I wanted a nice wood plaque to go around it. So I just need to go measure it and actually go to
find the plaque.
And find the plaque.
All right.
So that's kind of like, I guess, a newer finish.
Yeah. Okay, these next two.
The next two are intimidating. That's the category I'm going to put them in.
Dimension School Collection Stockings. I think we have the cover here somewhere.
We do have the cover here. I can find those. They're right here.
This is one that I stitched for Michael. What is the name of this one?
This one is called Santa's Flight Stocking.
Santa's Flight Stocking. And I stitched this in 2022.
It's a beautiful stocking. It really is.
Stocking finishing.
She's a little intimidating.
I've watched several videos. Part of it is that I need fabric.
And you need a lining. And
I need to find a fabric that'll hold up and will last. And the change that I made on this is that I changed the top part with the name so that it matched with the one that I had done for myself.
Yeah.
But other than that, I did everything it's called for with the kit materials.
It's a beautiful.
On the kit provided Ada.
Every time I look at it, I realize why I picked it.
I know. Every year in December, Michael's like, will Santa have someplace to put our gifts? No, he just leaves it on our hearth. Okay, there's that one. There's the one that I made for myself, which is called Snowman and Friends Stocking.
This is, of course, very much a Melanie stocking.
Yes. So once again, I used all of the kit things. And I had done this one first, so that's why I then changed the name on that one so that the tops kind of matched on the names. Yeah, and I need fabric, and I need to build up my confidence in myself.
So if you can help her build up her confidence, please. I know she can do it. She just lacks
Yeah,
confidence.
I think if I tend to all of the other sewing projects that I have in mind for this year, that by the time I get to these,
you'll feel confident.
I'll feel more confident.
Because I know you can do it.
Afraid. Yeah, I'm just nervous about messing it up.
Yeah, do some things that are a little less tricky.
So these are the stockings.
So should I put this in the new
They've been in the drawer since 2022.
They're beautiful stitching.
I know.
I'll put it in the new finish because that's definitely a new finish for you.
Okay.
It's an intimidating one, but
and then the last thing in here is one of Michael's pieces.
Oh yeah,
which I think is not an actual finish.
I mean, the pattern itself is finished, but I have a lot of small patterns that I bought that I want to stitch. So this is the house from Stardew Valley. So a lot of you will recognize that. And I bought a lot of like some of the animals and those kinds of things that I want to stitch around it. Like there's a horse, and so this is a finished of this pattern, but as a project, it's not really finished. So I need to I forgot all about this actually.
I know, this was the piece that you had that survived the fire because it was in your project bag.
It was in my project bag. It was with us when we had the fire. So
yeah.
It survived the fire, and I want to finish it especially because of that, but I do love the game, and I think it's a really beautiful pattern.
Yeah, and you have plenty of fabric around it. You kind of did it in the center so that you would have room
room to put little things, and I figure I'm going to put the name of whatever, like Phoenix Farm. That's kind of how I look at our surviving the fire. So it's a very sentimental piece for me, but I need to get.
So is there someplace better we could put this? Where would you like to store this until you're ready to work on that?
That's a good question.
Instead of my finished drawer.
It's not really a finish.
Yeah.
So maybe I should move that into my stuff, and this is not really in this.
Unless you want me to keep it safe in here. Like I'm okay with it staying in here.
But it's not really like a.
But I also don't want it to stay out of your.
It won't be in my thoughts if I don't. So I think I'm going to put it in the other room.
Okay.
And then I'll at least think of it.
Okay.
So that is escaping your finished drawer for now.
Okay. The pile is empty.
Yes, the stitching pile is empty. All of our stitching pile has been gone through.
All of the stitching pile, except for that one. Hand me that, because I have all of these in a pile. On a drawer in there that I forgot about.
Oh yeah.
So I still have one left. This is the Little House Needleworks a Little Sheep Virtue series. And I don't know why this one ended up in the finished drawer instead of along with all the other ones that I have. I have one more of these to stitch, which I'm planning on doing in March. I started these in March of 2023. 2020. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 2023. Yeah, and I was waiting until I had finished stitching all of them to decide how I'm going to finish them.
So it's an uncertain, but it shouldn't be.
It's an uncertain, but it needs to be with the other ones. So and I have the buttons for them. Then I was once again waiting until I did all that.
Let's go in with this one. We're taking them out of here.
Yeah. All right. Now the stitching pile is done.
The stitching pile is done.
Okay, that's my chaos, my friends. This is why I've been overwhelmed.
Any advice you guys might offer, we certainly would appreciate. Because I have some thoughts, but I'm letting them. I'm working through them as
you can marinate a little.
As we're going through the rest of the stuff here, because we have your sewing pile there.
Yes. So if you're just here for the stitching, that's it.
Yeah. And if you're not here for just the stitching, you want to see all of our sewing stuff.
We love you.
Yeah.
We hope you're well.
We do love you.
Please take care of yourselves, and we'll see you again
in our regular
video in the beginning of March.
Yeah, beginning of March.
If you have a drawer of potential,
we would love to see it. Let us know.
Give it some love. Open it up. Hug your projects.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing that's been sitting in the craft room for me to fully finish is something that I want to frame. Another thing that I want to frame, it's not stitching, it's not fabric.
But it's craft related.
It's diamond painting.
Diamond painting.
So my brother and sister-in-law got into diamond painting in 2020.
2020, yeah.
That was the craft that they turned
to
and got into. And my brother designed and created these diamond paintings of our two favorite spirits from the game Spirit Island.
Yeah. So... They're beautiful. I mean, he did a great job.
Yeah, so these are things that I want to frame and put up in our game area. But they're not a standard size. So we need to get some special frames for these. But this is something that's also on my radar as a project that needs to be fully finished.
Yeah, so more framing.
Yeah.
So, the sewing.
Sewing.
It's also
All right, I'm going to take a drink, and then we'll
get started.
Move this pile.
All right, we are back and ready to start going through some sewing projects.
Okay, so these are all sewing. There's a few quilting projects and a few sewing projects that I have. Some of them are things that I've started. All of them are things that I've started. I don't know. We'll go through this. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll start with this. It's a crochet bag that my mom made me. Whenever she was starting to learn crochet. And I've been wanting to turn this into a functional bag for myself. So I want to add like a liner and a zipper so that I can actually use it as a bag.
Yeah.
I know Mixed Domestic on Instagram. I saw a reel last year, I think, maybe the year before, of them doing that. And that's where I was like, oh, I could do that, and then I would use this. Because they had crocheted the bag and then put in the lining and zipper and stuff. So I want to say they have a YouTube channel. I may try to find that or see if since then someone else has come up with a tutorial about how to do it. But that is a task that I would like to do at some point, is make a lining for this bag. So that I'll use it instead of it just... Usually it hangs on a cabinet over here. So I enjoy looking at it, but I would like to use it.
So it just needs a liner and a zipper.
Yes.
Which is not necessarily a small task.
No, but...
It's just a new task.
A new task.
A new task. Okay, I don't know where to put...
Just make a pile.
That's a new task one.
Okay. The next things I'm going to show you are things that came from Michael's mom's linen closets. We helped her to go through some things.
Yeah.
This fall?
Yeah, this
summer?
Fall. Summer, fall.
Yes, before September.
So it was like summer.
Probably August. She had started a quilt. No one knows when.
Yeah, she doesn't even know
when.
She
does not know when.
It's been a long time ago, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's a embroidered quilt. She did, I think, most of the work. There's a few places where there are seams where there is not. I'll open this up and take a picture of what it looks like spread out. But she did all of the embroidery part. It just needs to be turned into
an actual quilt.
An actual quilt. So this is something that I want to do for her, to try to give to her for Christmas maybe, or her birthday next year, or something.
Yeah.
I know it's something that's going to take me a while to figure out, because I've never, like, it has the lines that you're supposed to quilt on printed on here.
Yeah.
So I'll have to do some figuring out. I've never worked on a project like this or worked with something that's been embroidered like this. So it'll take a little bit of learning, but it is something that I want to help finish for her so that she can enjoy it. And it's not just sitting in her linen closet for another...
however long.
60 years? 50 years?
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's been there.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. So
that's
something that I want to do for her. Another thing that she had in her linen closet that I want to tend to is she has all of these embroidered quilt blocks that she's pretty sure were done either by her mom or her dad. Both of her parents were embroiderers.
Yeah.
And they've already done, once again, they've already done the embroidery work. And these, like, you can see how yellow they are. They've been in this linen closet for such a long time. Because your grandpa passed away when you were little.
He passed away in like 88, 89, I think.
And your grandpa passed away...
2005? No.
Yeah.
No, it was after that, because my dad was gone. No, my dad was still here.
Yeah. It was early 2000.
2005, probably, I think.
So these have been...
No, it was after Dad.
And I want to say these are older than that.
Yeah.
These are probably from the
these are really...
60s or 70s.
Those are a lot pretty old.
Maybe the 50s.
Those are pretty old.
So anyway, these are just a bunch of these embroidered blocks. So I would like to try to turn these into some sort of quilt for her, or 2 quilts for Michael and his brother. So that you'll both have some of these pieces that were embroidered by your grandparents. So I want to do something. Yeah, I want to do something with those. I'm just not quite sure what yet. Also, there were some pillowcases, again, from Michael's grandparents. Some of these fancier ones were probably done by Michael's grandpa. He really liked doing this kind of
that was stuff he
artistic work on his. And his grandma did more like smaller work. So we have some of these pillowcases his mom was going to get rid of, and I was like, I can't, like my heart, I can't I can't let you just send these to the thrift store. So I want to try to use these in some sort of project. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to turn these into something else or make, I'm not really sure. I just couldn't let her get rid of them.
They're pretty.
Because they're pretty, and I know that his grandparents put so much time and energy and love into making these and gifting them to Michael's mom. So I want to try to honor that, but give them new life so that they're not just sitting somewhere for 50 years.
Yeah.
Because they should be used in something. Celebrated.
They should be celebrated, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure your grandparents didn't intend for that to happen to all this.
No, they wanted them to be used, so.
Yeah. So I'll find some way, some sort of thing that I can do with those for Michael's family.
Yeah. So quite a few projects there.
Yeah. Okay. Then my chair is loaded up with my quilting and sewing projects.
Of which there's a lot.
Yeah. So the thing that I have on top is actually something that was going to be a table gift to my friends at the Color and Cotton Stitch Day, and I was really struggling at that time, and I like half finished these. So they're tote bags and this really bright, colorful, fun fabric. And I've done the outsides of the bag, so I just need to do the linings on these. And
yeah, there's quite a few of them.
I think there's 5 or 6 here that I've already put the handles on, webbing. This was a fabric line I bought a layer cake of. This really bright, fun fabric.
So these are actually close.
So that's the outside, and then I have a couple more. It looks like one more where I have 2 panels finished. So I would just have to sew those together and do that bit for that. And then I already have some of the lining fabric cut into the squares that I need. And then I have some other 2 other colors that I had used for the bases that I will need to use for some of the interiors for some of those. And here's the rest of that. I think some of this is cut, some of it is not. For the insides of those bags. So
this is essentially all one large project with multiple bags.
It is. It was something that I had started in
not got finished because you were
August or September, and I was in a lot of pain.
Yes, you were.
So I did good getting that far, but I just couldn't quite finish it in time for the Color Con Stitch Day, and then it's just kind of been in a drawer since then. Yeah. So it's not staring at me, making me sad that I didn't get my friends anything.
I'm sure they would understand.
I know. Another thing is a quilt top that I have made for Michael.
Oh yeah, I remember this one.
It's a Halloween quilt. I finished it in 2023.
Yeah, that sounds right.
The quilt top?
You gave it to me for my
So
birthday.
this needs to be quilted. I think it's too big for me to do on my machine, so I'll probably send it out. Or there's a quilt shop that has
a big machine you can rent.
Machines that you can learn how to use and rent out times for. So that might be something, I don't know, it's just something that intimidates me, so it's just been sitting as a little top.
I know you can do it
for a while.
If you really want to, I know you can do it.
I know. So there's a quilt top.
That's a quilt top.
I have another quilt top, which is this Christmas. I used jelly rolls for this. It's a cute Christmas pattern. And
I remember helping you lay that one out on the bed.
Yeah. So it's all put together as a top. I need to figure out the fabric, the backing fabric. Like the Halloween one, I already have the backing fabric and I have fabric for the binding. So this one, I don't have either of those things figured out. So I think that's part of why it's been sitting. I know I worked on this past summer.
So it's not quite as far along as this one. It's because you need to figure out some stuff.
Yes. So. Yeah. So there's that. And I also had set aside my cutoffs from that project I was going to try to do something with. I was thinking I might try to turn them into a project bag or something like that. I think there's enough squares here that I can make a project bag out of. So there's that potential for a project. I also have some blocks left over. If you've watched our videos before, a lot of the time in the summer, I have up the Fat Quarter Remix quilt. And I had some blocks left over from that. And I've been wanting to turn this into some sort of bag. I basically have one full strip of the blocks that I had messed up a few of my seams on. But I figured the quilt was a good enough size that I didn't need to include this. So I've been trying to think of something that I could use. I thought about making like a throw pillow for in here.
You could do that.
That I could put
that would look nice
for when I have the quilt up, or try to get into some sort of bag to use. Those are my options, but it's been kind of sitting for
a while.
I think I made that quilt in 2023, spring of 2023. So almost 2 years. This has been in the drawer. Another quilt that I started last year is a half square triangle quilt with all these spring fabrics. I had gotten enough fabric to make 2 quilts, and I made and gave one to my mom for Mother's Day in 2023. And then I kind of stalled on the one that I was making for myself. So I have probably about half of the blocks put together. So I just need the other ones, I have them squares, so I just need to put the 4 squares together and make the blocks. And then some of the blocks are just
big squares.
Big squares. You kind of alternate them. So I have all those cut out, and I already have the backing fabric and binding for that. So that's something maybe I like to try to finish this spring. That's what this is. Backing fabric and binding. I had this on my shelf in there like that. Okay, another thing is a quilt that I started this year. I had been gifted a layer cake of fabric from my parent for my birthday. And so I had started this, what is it called?
I don't know.
It's like a 9-patch. Some sort of 9-patch quilt. You put together the 9 and then you cut it. There's a name for it.
I know less about quilts than
okay, so I have all of the blocks put together, except for there's 2. Well, there's one that I accidentally cut.
Yeah.
When I was cutting things. So I need to make
another one.
So these blocks are all ready to go. Once again, I don't have backing or binding fabric for this yet. But I'd like to work on that sometime. Because I think it's going to be pretty.
It is going to be pretty. Just gotta...
There's that project. And then the last project is one that I've started for myself for my birthday in 2023. And it's another half square triangle. It's a half square triangle sampler quilt. So I made all of the blocks, and then each block is different. I made all of the half square triangles, and then each block has a different kind of layout, but they're all the same size. So I've finished all the blocks. Where I'm stuck is that I need to figure out sashing and backing and binding fabric for this. But I have all the blocks finished. All of this fabric is from Lori Holt, so I think I was debating using some sort of low volume Lori Holt for the sashing. And then I have fabric left over from these that I could cut to make a scrappy binding. But I need to figure out what I want to do about the backing. But yeah, I really enjoy the process of making this, and I would like to try to finish it at some point. All of these pile, a big pile of blocks.
It's a lot of blocks.
It's a lot of blocks, but they're ready to turn into a quilt. I just need.
These are ready to go in quilts.
I feel like with quilting, I kind of start and then.
I
fizzle out before it gets to the finishing part, because that's the part that takes
Though it takes the longest and it's probably the most.
No, like the actual quilting takes a long time.
But
I enjoy it, so it goes fast.
you don't enjoy the actual finishing part of it as much.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that one.
Yeah. So those are my quilting, sewing,
Quilting, sewing,
potential
bag lining.
Things that I would like to try to.
It's a lot.
Figure out this year, even if I don't finish them this year, if I can even just like find a backing or sashing fabric for these, or turn this into a quilt top. These small squares that I have. I think the spring one I could.
Spring was a lot. Spring was further along.
Yeah.
This one you really just need to figure out the backing.
I know.
So, some of them are easier. Will be easier to get done than others.
Yeah.
They're further along.
Yeah.
But that is all for sewing.
That I have some other project ideas ruminating about in my brain. I have a bunch of squares left over from Michael's Halloween quilt that I thought about making Halloween quilts or bags or something.
I'm guessing you want to finish some of this. At least get some of this clothes for being finished before starting new stuff.
Yeah.
And then adding
to
more overwhelm.
That's part of it.
Yeah. I understand that completely because there's a lot here with that and with all the finishing for the cross stitching. Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah. When we were pulling stuff out, Michael was like, "Oh, now I understand why you're overwhelmed."
Yes, I was like, well, just pick something. There's just too much to pick from.
Yeah.
It's just what you feel like that day, I guess. But
yeah.
So I have some thoughts kind of ruminating on plans. Mm-hmm. So how to figure out an approach of tackling a monumental task. But if you stayed with us this long, thank you. We appreciate you and hope you enjoyed seeing all the projects that need to be finished.
Yeah. Give some love to your current projects or your ideas
and share ideas with us if you have any ideas or if you want to tell us about some of the projects and what you want to finish to them. I mean, please do. Mm-hmm. We will see you in about a month, at the end of this month. So.
We love you. Take care of yourselves.
Yes. We hope you enjoy the rest of the month doing the things you love with the people you love.
Yeah.
And we will see you soon.
Sounds good.
Right. Bye.
Bye.